Hi, and welcome to another one of my Thermomix cooking made easy videos. Today I'm going to do chicken with a creamy vegetable sauce. The reason I'm doing this one is because we will be using the Varoma, which is the steaming function on the Thermomix. So it will show you how we can use the steam from the mixing bowl to cook chicken in the Varoma dish. So that's what we're going to start with. So if we just come over to the machine and we're going to take a look at the screen and look for our cookie dough. So switch to the right, and I'm going to just put into here while it warms up chicken. A creamy with a creamy vegetable sauce. There we go. So it brings up all the results. Be different results because it could be that different countries also have the same recipe as well. So let's just go with either of them, doesn't matter which. Okay, this is what we're going to be cooking here, and we're going to start cooking. Okay, so I'm just going to remove the Varoma dish for the moment. We'll come back to that one in a minute. And the first thing we're going to be doing is putting in our water. So it's asking for 400 grams of water. So we pour that in carefully, remembering not to touch our mixing bowl, because that will interfere with our measurement, because the scales are built into the Thermomix. Just slowing up as we get near. There we go, 400 grams. And we press next. And 130 grams of carrots, which I have here. So just reset that to 0. Just put the carrots in. This was approximately 2 carrots that I've used here. Okay, so slightly over because I used 2 whole carrots. And next, now I couldn't get celeriac, so I decided I'm going to use celery instead on the same sort of vegetable group as that there. And then parsley leaves here, so just the leaves going in. That's it. And next, chicken stock cube, which I have here. I've just cut that into cubes so I can just spread it around. That's it with that water. Go. And next, I'm going to set the Varoma dish in position. So we put the lid on, but without the measuring cup, so it's just flat there. Then we put this Varoma dish into position. Now, what it's asked for is for the chicken fillets to be cut into 5 times 2 centimetre strips. Then it's going to ask me to season them. If you look at the screen, you will see there, seasoned chicken fillet strips with half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of freshly ground pepper. And then basically we spread that out, if we can see there, within the Varoma dish. So these holes at the bottom, as that water heats up in the mixing bowl, will help steam that chicken. So just putting that on top there, put on my Varoma lid. And then we're going to turn here. So we're going to go to Varoma, which is 120 degrees. Now Varoma is a constant boiling point, so it will keep constantly boiling, therefore keeping to steam. And we're cooking for 15 minutes. So I'm just going to hit there if you turn the dial. And if we just look at the screen, you'll see turn the speed select to speed 1. Meanwhile, follow the next step. So it's basically giving you the instructions that while this is steaming for the 15 minutes, we have our next instructions. Place 150 grams of button mushrooms in Varoma tray and set aside. So there I have those there. There's our mushrooms, which I've just sliced up and put aside. And next, it's just taking us back to the cooking here. Okay, so we're just going to let that cook for that 15 minutes. Okay, so now we've finished that stage, we're going to press next. carefully open the Varoma lid. Now I have to open it away from us, and obviously there's going to be a lot of steam there, so I'm going to just move that out the way here. And I'm then going to use my spatula just to turn that chicken over. Break it up a bit in there, just so we can turn it over to make sure it's all cooked. Just break that up in there. That's it, good turn over. Should no bits stuck together. Make sure it's good. Yeah, it's slightly pink. I don't know if we can just see that. Obviously it will drip a bit, so I'll just show you slightly there how it's steamed. It's very tender, very moist, which is what's the benefit of steaming your food for cooking, which is great. Right, lovely, move that around. Okay, so we're now going to put in the Varoma tray with the mushrooms that I showed you earlier. So we put those in there, and then I'm going to put the lid back on top, close that up, and then we're going to just cook that now for 10 minutes. Just before I start the timer, if we look closely at the screen, you can see how the Varoma temperature, is what we're going to be cooking it at, but you can see the bowl is already cooling down and is at 95 degrees there. So it's already starting to cool down, and then when we start it again, turn that time to speed 1, just a gentle speed, mix it around that water, it will start to bring that back up. We're on 16 out of 28 of the steps there, and if you remember on recipes, if we want to check, we can go on to recipe detail and we can have a look through at what the next steps are coming up. We can see if there's any hints or tips. So one of the tips is serve with rice or dumplings. We can also replace cream with sour cream or any creme fraiche if you wanted to keep it a lighter option. And we can see here the nutrition, so per portion for our protein, carbs and our fat and the calories involved. Take that back down and continue. Now you can see while I'm looking at here, you can see the time there that we're cooking down on. You can see the function we're on Varoma, and we can also see the speed there as well. So it still shows you that information even while you're looking at the recipe. Okay, we're going to just continue there, leave that to cook for the remaining 9 minutes. Okay, if we press next, I'm going to set that Varoma aside. Now just be careful because it will be dripping, so I'm just going to put that onto a board. There, and move that to one side, and then if we press next, we're going to add in 30 grams of flour. So I'm just going to put that measuring cup on the top there, just move that out of the way. So okay, reset that to 0. Okay, let's just put that 30 grams of flour in. Press next, and we're going to put 100 grams of cream. So all the recipes, even when we're using liquid, get converted into grams, even though obviously with liquid we usually are used to using mils. It just gets converted over by our recipe development team. There we go. Very sensitive where that scales go up in 1 gram increments. Teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. We quite like Worcestershire sauce. It is optional, but I'm going to use it. So it will tell you on the screen if it's optional, and then you can decide whether you want to use that, which I'm going to do for a bit of flavour. There we go. Teaspoon of lemon juice. Now if you were using the fresh lemons instead of the bottled juice, remember you can squeeze your lemon onto the rim of the mixing bowl lid. So you would squeeze it here, around there. The little gaps would allow the lemon juice seep into your sauce, and then you would be left with any bits or your pips that maybe come out your lemon when you're squeezing on the top there. So that's good function to have with that mixing bowl lid and the measuring cup. Okay, next I'm going to put that lid back on, and we're just going to go for 1 minute at 100 degrees just to cook that flour in with the water and the carrots and the celery to make that sauce. If you look closely at the screen, and we're just going to go for 1 minute at 100 degrees just to cook that flour in with the water and the carrots and the celery to make that sauce. If you look closely at the screen, you can see we're at 80 degrees on the temperature, and we're going to be taking it up to 100. We're taking it right round to a speed of 6. Cools down again there for 8 seconds, and let's take it down to that speed of 2. Okay, next there. Okay, we're going to add in those cooked mushrooms. So let's bring that up here. Just bring back the cooked mushrooms that we have here. Put those into our sauce. Okay. And then next, add in our butter. I have here. There we go. So let's melt it there. And then we're going to put that mixing bowl lid back on. But I'm going to adjust that seasoning here at this stage so it all mixes in. I'm going to put a pinch of salt in and a pinch of pepper. That's it. And next, put that lid back on. 1 minute again, 80 degrees. We're at 90. It will come back down, and we'll see here we're now on our reverse blade. That green arrow going the opposite way shows you we're on a reverse blade. So that means we're turning the blades the other way, so it's just the blunt side that's moving the food and that around in there, and basically making that sauce just stirred up and mixed up, cooking it as it goes. Okay, press next. Just season to taste, and serve chicken and sauce separately, or cover with chicken with sauce before serving. So I'm going to do that. Just take it to one side. There we have there our chicken with the creamy vegetable sauce. So lots of goodness in there because those vegetables were cooked, steaming the chicken, and we have the carrots, the celery, and those mushrooms in there for a very nice sauce. Okay, so thank you. That's another one of my recipes which therefore showed you using the aroma function, which is great for steaming fish and all different meats, and also, as you saw there, we steamed some mushrooms, so it's good for your vegetables as well, keeping the nutrients in, keeping that moisture in, keeping them very soft. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with another video soon. Take care, bye.